Hey everybody, welcome. Let's be real for a second. Applying to a job feels like a full-time job. That's why we built the Job Search and Networking Tracker. You can think of this as like a digital dashboard of sorts that is going to help you stay organized. It's going to make you feel more in control and look super polished whenever opportunities start moving fast. There are two main tabs inside this template. It's the Job Search Tracker, which is going to help you to keep track of every job role you're applying to, and then Networking Tracker to log key people that you're connecting with. Make sure you have your copy downloaded on your computer, and I'm going to show you exactly how you use it. Keep your career ideas tracker close by. I made these two separate files because you can reference your career ideas tracker as you're going and looking for different job postings online and the people who could help support your journey through the application and the interview process. You can use the different purpose themes that you came up with and the different job opportunity ideas in the employment column to use those keywords and look for specific job postings to add in your job search and networking tracker. Over 70% of jobs are never posted online. That's a crazy statistic. So where are they filled? Networking. But the problem that a lot of people have is they don't track who they network with, so the opportunities get missed and lost in the sauce. So this tool is a way to change that so that you keep track of everybody that you network with, and it will help you connect to the job opportunities that could be at your disposal. Think of this as like your personal mission control for your job hunt. We're about to get started, so make sure you have that tracker handy as well as an open web browser so that you can research and actively put your answers into the template. Let's start with the Job Search Tracker tab. Here's what you'll log for each opportunity. The job details, like the title of the job, the link to the job posting, how excited you are about it, being high, medium, or low. You can mark it here and it'll conditionally format that for you. The company information being the name and the website, and then your interest level in the company itself. Again, just high, medium, or low. Your application progress. Have you submitted an application? When did you submit it? Did you hear back from them? Type some notes in here just to make sure that you're tracking all your different applications. You can add some notes like waiting on your referral or reached the final round. So just nothing slips through the cracks and you can see all of the different job pursuits that you're going for here. So let's do a step-by-step example together. If you remember Joan, she was our future sustainable fashion designer from our elevator pitch example. We are going to review how she is tracking her job search and networking efforts here using this template. So first and foremost, Joan found a dream internship that aligns with her values in sustainability and fashion. She marked it as high interest and has already submitted her application. And then as column, she even added a reminder to follow up with her contacts on their team. That's smart because those contacts ideally will follow up with the hiring manager who will take then a specific interest in her application. On the next line, she has another example with a company called Thread Forward. She also applied to this company. It's remote, so she bumped it to a medium interest opportunity because she notes in the notes column that she would rather a position to be in person, but is interested in it because it also has the ability to extend beyond the summer, so that's enticing to her. She's waiting on a reply for her application here too, but is still pursuing other engagements in the meantime. She also listed a job here for Relieve Studios in San Diego. There's another summer internship opportunity. She hasn't applied yet, so she has a note to herself with a deadline to apply, and she's made a note to reach out to her long contacts there as well. And on the last line, she has another opportunity to log, but it doesn't have the specifics yet. So she made some notes until she can come back and update this with more information. So hopefully you can see the power in this template. It's a place for you to track all of the jobs that you're interested in and the application statuses of those jobs as well. It's all in one place, and you can maintain order by controlling the whole situation. Here, you only have two action items for this tab. First, using your career ideas tracker, research just one company or job title from the employment ideas column. And second, when you identify a job posting that actually seems intriguing and viable to you, log the job details and company details into the table. If you choose to apply to that job, log the application details as well. Continue to update this over time to make sure that you have all the most recent and relevant information at your fingertips. Now let's talk about the networking tab. This one is really great for logging conversations about future opportunities. So think about conversations with your professors whenever you go to career fairs, whenever you talk to any recruiters, whenever you talk to anybody who's inside a company that you're really interested in, and any LinkedIn connections, etc. Here's what you'll track. You're going to put in the contact info being their name, the title, the company, the LinkedIn, the email, All basic information, but very important. And then you're going to put your outreach details. So when did you contact them? What was your goal in contacting that person or talking to that person? And if you asked for anything like a meeting or specific advice or a referral, make sure you mark those details here. And then more specifically, if you do have a meeting with them, which most networking opportunities usually lead to some kind of conversation. So mark the date of the meeting and the topic of your meeting, put any notes in how you prepped for that meeting. If there's any links to some of your documents for that meeting, make sure that you just link it here so it's very seamless for you to be able to connect which meeting or which documents go with which meeting and which contact, and list any key takeaways after the meeting. So if we go to John's example, we saw that in her elevator pitch, she had already reached out or talked to 3 people. So she logs in here, order to review those now. She logs all the contact information as needed. First up, she has her professor. So she catches her professor in the hall who specializes in sustainable fashion and has helped many students enter this field. So her objectives for this particular relationship are mentorship, experience, and connections. So she lists some specifics about what she would like to discuss here. And then he gives her a time that she can come and seek his advice and discuss some of these items further. So he says that this is his office hours. These are the times and windows that he has available. And so she goes and decides to meet with him that week and the following week. And he shares some feedback on her portfolio presentation. He shared several contacts at 2 different companies, which if you look at the names, they might look familiar because we saw them in the job search application. This is the power of networking. 2 of her job applications came from this professional connect. Big deal. Okay, and then he shared a Student Plus One project to get her plugged in. So he's providing her another opportunity to gain more experience in her time at the school. This is fantastic. We're going to look at the next line. There's a recruiter at the career fair. She meets this contact briefly at a school career fair if Joan wants to make a good impression and ideally score an interview with this company. So she preps for each connect somewhat similarly and is constantly iterating and improving her documents for the next applications. As you can see, out of this connect, her objective is that she wants an internship opportunity. She asked specifically for more information on the opportunity and a brief connect to discuss what they're looking for in a candidate. And out of the connect, she says that the recruiter sent her an internship link. She encouraged incorporating more storytelling from work in the job application itself. So she's kind of showcasing how she could be a better candidate in this connect. And then she shared company direction and ideas that Joan can use to update and submit her application. So we see another opportunity, again, from networking. And even though this particular job isn't something that she's thrilled about because she'd rather something in person rather than something remote, it's still a great opportunity because there is possibility of an extension. And then the last one is this family friend that she met at a barbecue. Didn't expect to meet somebody at the family friend gathering, but here we are. And now she has somebody who agreed to mentor her, who is recently in her shoes and now is successfully working in this field. So she asked for time. They go to a coffee follow-up, and this connect agrees to review her materials and send some feedback to strengthen her pitch. She sends a course to her, which is great for her education. And then she agreed to pass her materials on to contacts at her old company for possible upcoming opportunities. So as you can see, you just never know where job opportunities are going to pop up. Here, she went to a casual barbecue, which led to a coffee connect, which turned into a referral for her at a company that's also aligned with her career aspirations. Again, ideally, you can see how this tracker will really help you keep your notes in order about who you're talking to, what you're talking about, and when and why. And also make this your own. Add any additional columns for any details that you see fit to track. So for your networking tracker, you have 3 action items. Number 1, using your career ideas tracker, research people at the company or in the job titles that you are interested in from that employment ideas column. Also, consider any people that you know in your network already or in your circles who may have ties to these companies or the roles that you fancy. Yes, we said you fancy. Number 2, whenever you identify a networking contact that you would actually like to engage, log the contact details, the outreach details, and the meeting details into the table, and continue to log all the meaningful networking contacts here for your job search and update this as new details come into play. It's super helpful whenever you are talking to a lot of different people to have these notes right at your fingertips to reference as needed. And then number 3, make sure to set time in your calendar to follow up, keep in touch, and continue building your relationship with these different contacts. It's not a highway and a bike path. It's a 2-way street. So if you want to continue to interact with this person in a meaningful way, make sure to set time to make a point to actually network with them. And I want you to treat this tracker like a living document. Update it every time that you talk to somebody new who could support or enable your employment pursuit. Whenever you actually do get your offer, you're going to already have a list of people that you can go and send thank yous to for their support in your employment pursuit process, which is going to help keep those connections strong for the long term. Even if you didn't go and pursue that particular job opportunity with that networking connection, it means a lot for you to follow up with those people and tell them where you landed and why you really appreciate the time and the consideration that they gave you to help you get to that point. Here is your game plan, your strategy, your playbook for keeping your head on straight for your job search. You now have your job search tracker filled out, or at least know how to use it whenever the time comes for you to embark on your job search. And then you also have the networking tracker filled out, or know how to use it when the time comes that you need to be actively networking with contacts you do and don't know for future job opportunities. All right, and that's it for this resource. So you've got this, and go make it happen.